Welcome back. This is the From A to Z podcast. I'm your host, PK Mukweni. This is episode 12. Today I'm chilling with the co-founder of Color Space, your number one stop shop for authentic Africanized stock photography. That's something that every single agency in Africa, and South Africa especially, needs to take a bit more serious. He's also a commercial photographer, and he used to be a digital account manager. So we're going to find out all about that right here on From A to Z. Let me not waste any more time. Welcome, Cyril Zuma.
How are you, bro? You even took out the engine number, yeah? How you doing otherwise, bro?
Oh, good, bro. Thank you for joining me.
Give me some blood, bro. Yeah, man. I'm glad we're here. You and I have been trying to do this for some time, yeah?
Some time. You're really busy, bro.
I'm trying to be.
Yeah. Ain't nobody complaining, but yo, we're gonna talk about how your upbringing. We're gonna talk about how you found advertising.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about color space and why it's so important in the South African and African advertising context.
For sure.
And what you're working on in the future. Are you ready to go from A to Z?
I'm ready, bro.
I'm
so glad to be on A to Z.
Yes, sir. I appreciate from A to Z.
From A to Z.
I told him like 3 times before we.
So I'm glad I'm getting this one right, yeah?
Oh, good. This is actually my homeboy. People, we grew up in the same neighborhood, but before he got to Edenvale, you grew up in a place called Edendale, Pietermaritzburg, right?
Yeah.
So you went from Edendale in Pietermaritzburg to Edenvale in Joburg. Please tell us a bit about that.
So my mother used to work in Johannesburg, and like she would, bring nice things from Johannesburg and show me pictures of Johannesburg. But yeah, she used to work here. And then when I got into grade 7, when I was going to go into grade 7, I came up to Johannesburg, and that's when I started the schooling. So I started my grade 7 here in Johannesburg. But yeah, that's how it really ended, with my mom working here. I used to stay in Edendale, schooling there also. Didn't know a word of English, funny enough. When I came here, I knew hello and goodbye. And then I remember my English teacher tearing my book up. And I think that's what really pushed me to learn like English in 6 months, bro.
That's dope. So what kind of kid were you in school? Were you kind of quiet because you didn't know English yet? Or what kind of kid were you actually?
I'm a sporty kid. So most of the time I would find myself, I am a quiet person in general, but I find myself in sports, and I find it easier in a team spirit. So I really just got in. I didn't know English, and I got into a team. So I got into a cricket team, and there was this Afrikaans guy who was just also very quiet. And him and I just got together, and he taught me English. Funny enough, an Afrikaans guy, right?
He taught you English.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I guess it worked out okay, right?
Yeah.
So what about some of your favorite subjects? What were you into in school? I know you say you liked sports, but what type of subjects were you really into in school?
To be honest, I mean, I'm not really the most academic person, but I did like arts. So the drawing part of things, I used to draw quite a lot, painting quite a lot. I enjoyed just a bit of science, but I didn't understand it. Computer studies killed me. Maths killed me. Geography, I think, was probably like also up there. Geography. Could learn a little bit of. So I guess I know how to read the maps, the old school maps. So I guess that works a little bit.
Better than me. I go everywhere with a GPS, and I'm shameless about this. I don't care. Why do I need to think too hard? What's going on?
I get you.
It's 2021. Yeah. But let's get into your favorite adverts that you remember from your childhood. The other day I was remembering the Extra Strong one. The one, I think it's Beaches, Triple X, when they're in like the grandstands. Extra strong.
Okay.
What's your throwback?
I have like maybe 2 or 3. First one is Molo Mhlobo Wami. I think it just always warms my heart to see Umkhulu. Yeah, Molo Mhlobo Wami, so Vodacom. And then there was one Tivoli.
Was it Vodacom or Telkom? Sorry.
Telkom. I think it was Telkom. Telkom,
yes.
Yeah. And I think there's a Tivoli one, a shower. So, Tivoli. I think this guy says Tivoli. I think the cold water hits him. Yes. Tivoli. And it like echoes everywhere. So I remember that one. And then Obvious. Lunch bar.
Yes.
Obvious.
The one with the dude with the big log.
Yeah. Obvious. So those are the ones that come off top of my head, but I think there's more. I mean, thinking about it, actually, there's been dope adverts. Yeah.
So before you even got into advertising, what did you want to become as a young man? What did you think you were gonna do? You were very sporty.
Yeah.
So what, do you want to be Bafana or what is it?
Well, I saw beyond that. I saw Manchester United. I remember at some point, I remember scoring my first goal in Mbendle, and I became a star in Mbendle. I mean, my cousin is here too, and he knows about that goal. So, we talk about it. I scored that one goal, and I was the only person with soccer boots. So, look, I dreamt of being a sports star and being a soccer player. I started also sports coaching. So I'm a qualified sports coach. Yeah. I can coach soccer, cricket, rugby. Yeah, those are the three that I would really dominate in. But yeah, I really wanted to be a soccer player. I mean, I played at Super Sport Academy, Manchester United Academy. I really thought I would be a soccer player, but never really made it that far.
I didn't actually know that about you. I didn't know you played at the academies.
Yeah, I played at all the academies. I mean, Super Sport one was just, I don't know where Balfour Park is, but yeah, we played there, you know. Tried it, Orlando Pirates. Orlando Pirates was obviously a goal, but you know we failed. I think at that point we thought there was nepotism. You know, age. Now you can't even kick the ball to halfway. Mara, there's this other guy. He's 16, boy. Mara,
Hey, bro.
So yeah, I wanted to be a soccer player, bro.
Hey, man, look. Since you didn't become a soccer player, at what point did you pick up the camera? At what year was? I don't feel like it was that long ago.
No.
I don't feel like it was that long ago, but you made such strides. Tell us about that.
Well, look, I don't think it really begins there because I started out, my mother used to bring me coded cameras back in the days and we would click around and playing around with them. I didn't know what I was doing at that point. But then fast forward to 2014, I was inside Centon City and by Nando's, and this guy comes to me with a bag, an Italian-looking guy comes to me with a bag, and he's like, hey, I'm setting my camera. So I look at the camera, I have 5,000 Rand in my pocket, or in my bank account, and it was my last 5,000 Rand. I ended up buying the camera from there, and then, you know, I started really exploring photography because I was working at agency at that time.
Yeah. Tell us a bit about that as well.
Yeah. So I mean, the agency part of things, you know, I was working at an agency and I was sourcing photos, right? And we were going for our content calendars for our social media platforms. We would go on Google and type black man smiling, right click the photo, put it on our content calendar and put it on our social media platforms.
But those images, do they look like a South African or an African person?
And that was the problem in the beginning for me, where I would be finding one guy who was probably American and he's everywhere. He's represented in so many ways. And that was the problem to me. He didn't look like me. He didn't look like my boy next door. You get what I mean? So for me, I was trying to correct it. When I picked up that camera, that was the angle. That was what I'm going for.
You found the problem.
Yeah, and I found the problem because I was also the one right-clicking and approving that content calendar.
And you also know, like, this isn't as good as we could get.
No,
this is not it.
And it's not right.
Yeah,
it's illegal. It was illegal. It is illegal, in fact, to go right-click and use somebody else's photo however you want. So for me, I saw a real problem there while working at an agency. And then I started, you know, going around with a DJ, and the DJ would take me to his gigs. And then that's when I really developed the photography side of things. My first gig was with a DJ at Spring Fiesta, funny enough.
Oh, yes, actually. So yeah, in terms of your photography, now we know when you picked up the camera. What is your favorite type of photography? Because like I said, this man does clubs and events. He does commercial photography. What other photography do you do?
I really enjoy, you know, the corporate side of photography.
Headshots and that stuff.
Headshots, that stuff. And one of the real reasons, I'll really be honest, is like, you know, when those people or corporate people buy photos, they know what they want to use it for. So like one photo to them can cost 10,000 Rand, but they know exactly what that photo can do. It can bring them 10 million Rand. You get what I mean? So I enjoy that because it's more conceptual. There's time being taken. But wedding photography is also my favorite just because of the creativity, but it takes a long day, bro. It's the whole day. And you cannot repeat that moment.
Yeah, you have to get it right.
So that's also the other thrill of it, right? The
pressure.
Yeah, where you know, like your focus needs to be on the eye. Yeah. They're about to dance. You know, you need to be on, and it keeps me on the edge, knowing like, you know, I still got this thing because weddings are again, a kiss. You know, you can ask, hey guys, please repeat the kiss, but it's awkward. Now you get what I mean? Yeah. But if you get the kiss correct and everything, you're clean.
What's your favorite thing about being a photographer? Is it capturing those moments and like giving like, here you go, guys, this is for you?
No, I think for me, there's two things. Number one, I'm a very shy person. Some people probably, like your job, you shouldn't be shy, right? But I actually am shy. So for me, it connects me with people. I can start a conversation with you. I can create a conversation with you. And then the second thing is me giving you a lifetime memory. I think that's how seriously I take it, you know. A lot of us don't realize if I had to take 5-year spans of your life, of your photos, you'll see a huge difference and you were feeling different emotions at different times. So a photo can tell so many different things. You can look at a photo and be like, I was sad here. I was wearing my favorite suit. I was going to this. You know, you can create a story around it and start making something else. So those are the two things that I really enjoy about photography, meeting people and giving you a lifetime memory that you can always use.
Yeah, I want to talk a bit more about color space and agencies and why they need to get on this. Like we said, we are in Africa selling to an African audience.
Yeah.
So if it looks like a person's from, he might be our color, our shade, but he looks like he's from San Francisco. You know what I mean? He looks like he's from New York. He looks like he's from, you know, Milwaukee or where, you know what I mean? So why is it so important that we respect people and sell to them how they will understand?
Well, look, I think the first thing is like this is beyond just a photo for me, right? This is a story. We're rewriting something here. We can tell the story of Africa the way we want to tell it. So it really is important for me to showcase to my grandmother that she too can buy a Mercedes Benz, but I need to show using ugogo that can relate to her too. We don't really realize it in our subconscious that this person I can't relate to this person. And sometimes brands in general, they know they're missing the point, they're missing the message, because you're having somebody driving a left-hand drive car and they're white and you're advertising on SABC1.
Who's the audience?
Who's the audience? So brands need to do their research, and it's very important to have the right visuals. So when you come to like a color space, we're creating the right visuals that belong in Africa. So if you're a brand or an agency that wants to operate in Africa or that has a client base in Africa, you should really come to color space, because what you're looking at now is a variety of images from photographers, not just from South Africa, but from Ghana, Nigeria, from the US itself too, people that do come to South Africa, and also South African photographers that submit the content on it. Now you have a variety of photos. It can even be a black man working, but it's coming from different photographers and it's different views. And what's nice about it, it's local content. So even when you put it on your product, I'm like, this guy looks like me.
I can relate.
Okay, this guy is South African, which means he can afford it. Oh, shucks, which means I can afford it too. Damn. But now when I see somebody that like has got white teeth, looks too perfect or whatever it may be, like, dog, that's not the normal person in my life.
Nope. No. And also, apart from representing people correctly, you're also trying to get people paid. You're trying to get the creatives paid.
Look, that's the biggest thing right now. Like, beyond just trying to create this message. Right now, the unemployment rate is huge, and if most unemployed youth right now they resort to the creative field. They pick up a camera, they become an influencer, they want to become a celebrity. It's all part of the creative space. So it's really important, for everybody else to use stock images.
Yeah. And how do you feel about? I know you were championing the hashtag. I guess pay the creative, or what is the credit to the creative?
No, so I mean, look, that was spearheaded by Austin Malema, but I'm also really a huge supporter of it, because crediting the creative or the photographer really is important. There are no jobs right now. Like, people are relying on the creative side of things. And if, us as Color Space, we can literally offer somebody a site where they can put their images, put their illustrations, put their videos, put their music, and still get paid probably 3,000 Rand for it. And then over and over again, let me just probably put it this way. If you had to submit a photo of yourself busy on a laptop and you put it up for 1,000 Rand, 1 billion people can buy it. 1 million people can buy it. Every time somebody buys it, you make a profit. I make a profit, you make a profit. The problem now is that a lot of creatives are sitting with content, but they don't know what to do with it. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of photographers and creatives with a lot of content, but they don't know where to go. So they normally resort to the traditional stock photo websites.
Instagram. Instagram might be a stock photo platform.
Actually, now and Twitter too. Look, this is my biggest thing, right? Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass here, but listen to this, right? Mm-hmm. Think of all the photos that you put on Twitter, and Twitter tells you that they have global copyright to your photos.
Yes, there you go. Yes,
so
that's what I meant.
You put all your photos on there. They can be like, we have global copyright to them. By the way, we now have the biggest stock photo platform for every country in the world. Yep. If you are looking for photos of selfies, because they've got selfies, they've got everything you can think of. And guess what? You as the creator are not earning. These platforms are not giving you money, bro. Yeah, look, Instagram used to be cool because it was trendy. If you were there first and you were the coolest, then you stand out. But now it's like, it's just the platform, You get likes and you get retweets for all that content. But if you take the same content, put it on a platform like Color Space, when somebody buys it, you make money. Still take the same link, copy the link, put it on your Twitter, the picture still shows up. But now when somebody clicks on it, they have to buy it. Because I know from agency side, I used to go right click and put it up there.
But this was obviously years ago. I know
Yeah.
I almost got in some trouble for that. But it wasn't my fault. It was, I won't say whose fault it was, but I almost got in trouble for that. But like you say, how would you feel if you were like not crediting and paying the creative properly? If you were like stealing their work, dude? I'd be mad.
Look, you should be, and a lot of people should be, but it's happening that way. We don't really see the ripple effect of not even crediting a photographer or a creative in their work, right? Because it's like, I paid you. Like, why do I need to credit you? I paid you for the work.
That and you might be going to a deeper, but I wanted to touch on you sending somebody the photo, they paid for it, you send it, and then they post it on Instagram with the dumbest filter ever.
Oh.
How do you feel about that?
Please remove me from the tag. Please, I didn't take that photo. I did
No
not.
filters.
No,
guys.
dude, no.
Don't put filters.
No, also like, like you can talk to your photographer, be like, yo, this is how I want things to be done. And also before you book a photographer, you probably know what kind of style you're looking for. But yeah, filters don't work. I mean, these are 4K cameras that we're shooting with here. Like you can zoom in and still see real quality. And if you really want to edit your photo, go to Photoshop or something where you can literally, everything can be touched up. Look, filter, it goes everything, boy. Orange on orange, boy.
And then they say, Cyril Zuma took this picture.
Yo, cut.
You look bad,
dog.
yeah. And yeah, no, that's why.
Yeah, I avoid that as much as, by all means. I ask my clients, don't put a filter, bro.
Dope. You gotta put the T's and C's out there. Otherwise, in terms of the South African advertising context, other than missing suitable, relatable stock content, videos, music, photography, what else is missing from the South African context? Do you think that brands are maybe being a bit too safe? Is it budgets? What do you think it is?
Shucks. I mean, look, mostly I'll speak from the photographer side of things, right? Again, it comes back to the authenticity of things, I think the brands do have money, bro.
Yes.
I think the brands definitely have the money. I think, I don't know, maybe it's, you just right timing, right everything when you get those opportunities. But the brands do have money. In the scene right now, I think we need more government involvement. I really say this because I feel like government is way higher than corporates. The corporates can give us the money, but governments can give us bigger jobs, bigger everything.
They can change.
They can change a lot of things. Yeah, legacies.
Yeah. What's the word I'm looking for? They can change legislation.
Yeah, they can change legislation for us. And so as creatives, we need the government to be changing legislation for us. Like, I'm going to say something so simple like be able to take photos in the mall. Like Sandton City, I can't take photos on the rooftop. As a creative, like in so many places in Johannesburg, it limits you from really like taking photos of anywhere. So when we come to a space like this, it's really amazing that people allow you to be able to create and come to a space like this where it's nice and safe for you to create. So yeah, look, there's a lot of creatives in South Africa and Africa in general, but it's like, it's the government helping us and the safety or more places rather where we can create and be free.
Safely.
I mean, look, you know this. You go to the States, people are busy on the road vlogging like this.
Safe.
Dog, bro. Everybody's on this vlog, but I can't walk out of this building and just vlog like that, So there's certain things that we probably need. Look, I probably am missing some, but those are the ones that come to the top of my head as a photographer.
What are some of the things you want to see Color Space do in the next 5 years? I mean, let's start in South Africa. I'm not too sure what the footprint is yet, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we want to take over South Africa, change our industry, and see the change there. In 5 years, what else do you want to kind of see?
Well, look, I think we want to go beyond just images. We want to go into video. We want to go into voice. We want to go into illustrations. And not just, obviously, South Africa, Africa as a whole. So right now, we really are tapping into the African market, and we're trying to niche into the things we're doing now. So you saw me today. I was just busy with another friend of mine, a model, to basically get some photos of him looking in corporate, looking like he's busy doing something different style of photography. So we're really trying to like push up our image bank. We're trying to get at least in 5 years, if we can get to 200,000, there'll be amazing photos on the platform. And then again, I think in terms of the payout, if we have paid at least 4 million rand to creators in 5 years, it sounds like a crazy number. I've worked it out in my head, and on paper. If you can pay that much out to creatives, which we probably can, for me, that will mean so much, specifically the payouts to creatives. Yeah. I'm not seeing the unemployment rate getting any better anytime soon. So, our efforts need to double down too.
Yeah. Speaking of creatives, going to the previous question, who are some of your favorite South African creators? They could be a photographer, musician, a creative director at an agency. Who inspires you?
In the creative field, huh?
Yeah.
Look, I first look to music. So I'm going to start with musicians. Right now, I'm loving the piano wave, bro.
Word.
Oh, I'm loving the piano wave. It's just the music that they, the message in the music that they're going with. So that's, that's the first thing I'll do. I'll put on music. And then just in terms of photographers, Austin Malema is always at the top of the list, and just how he creates his work and how he does his work and how he goes about really delivering his work out to the public. I've been watching J.R. Echo. That's what he goes by on Twitter and Instagram. Another brilliant creative. He's one of those guys that I think, for the past year or 2 years, every month he's been doing some type of shoot and doing something
like
different.
Editorial stuff.
Yeah, like super editorial stuff,
Yeah,
like
I've seen this
finding lighting and going, these are guys that are doing projects at basis and not really like, most of us trying to chase gigs and so forth. These guys are really doing the creative work and breaking some boundaries. And then, there's people in the fashion industry. There's people also in the music industry themselves. Look, I'm a fan of Casper, bro. I'm going to say it right out now.
For sure.
Casper is brilliant, I think, in what he does, from his music to his business, like the way he speaks sometimes about things. So I wouldn't say he inspires me, but I just like some of the things that he does, yeah. Those are, shucks, I'm probably leaving out a lot of people. There's probably somebody who's going to watch this and be like, Cyril, I don't inspire you. Oh, wait. This lady right here, actually.
Yes, you were telling me about this shirt earlier on.
Yeah. So this shirt is like from a friend of mine, a spoken priestess. She did a remix of a song, like with all these DJs here or different artists from different countries, and some of them she never met them. She also it really inspired me to, like, with Color Space itself, to like get with content, do this, do that, do this. So those are people that are really also inspiring me and really encouraging me to put on my best. So yeah, this is a t-shirt, and she collaborated with African artists, bro. She's never met before. She literally picked up a phone and a laptop and made everything happen all within a short space of time.
Dope. And what about some of the brands that you want to work with in the future? What are some of the dope brands you're seeing out there, and who do you want to work with? Yeah.
I won't lie, I need Nike in my bag. I definitely would love a Nike. I've been wanting a magazine cover for such a long time.
Yeah, man.
But now, it's become so interesting in terms of the magazine covers, because I want a magazine cover, but it depends with who. Right.
Yes.
So
who would you want to film or shoot, and for what magazine? Put it in the air, bro. Put it in the atmosphere.
Connie Ferguson. Probably these brands are gone. I think they're gone, if I can remember. Bonner Magazine, Marie Claire. So those, they would definitely love to have a photo shoot with Connie Ferguson. Just as I think she's just a brilliant subject in so many ways. Yeah. So I'd definitely love to have a photo shoot with her. I need one with Bonang. And this is all for covers, by the way.
Word.
Those are things that I'm trying to achieve right now. I've been wanting a cover for such a long time. Yeah. That's all top of my head for now.
Dope.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna get a bit all up in your business, in your business.
Oh, damn.
So I went to your social media, right?
Yeah.
Your Twitter.
Just check there.
In general.
Sweet.
Oh, good. Your Twitter in general, and went and got a couple of posts. Don't worry about it. I've got you. It's a safe space. Everybody out there knows. All right. And we're just going to talk about the picture. Tell me what was going on that day, what was happening. And
Sweet.
So you ready to go all up in your business? All up in your business?
Let's go,
let's get it.
I'm ready.
This one here, let's hope my clicks are grand, but this one says Ikawe. Taken by the lady who actually... made the shirt. That's a coincidence.
So funny enough, this was on her birthday. This was a spoken priestess's birthday in Irene, and so she organized she's very thoughtful. So for her birthday, she organized like a little get together, and we painted, we meditated, we did all types of things. So you come in whatever character you want to come in. But this basically for me, it's a reaffirmment for me, which I'm a kawe, I'm a king, I'm big.
Do you prefer like African garb, like the finest in African garb, or a suit?
African.
100%.
Straight up, bro. 100%. I'm not even gonna play around. Look, a suit looks good and all, but damn, have you seen African men in African?
Dog.
Bro, we look good.
We look good.
I
bro.
won't lie.
And you feel regal.
Yeah,
you feel like,
dog.
bro.
Like, I mean, look, for me, what I was wearing here, and it was a nice shirt that I actually bought in a nice store. Like, it's one of those heavy shirts. You can feel this is nice quality. And then I've got my crown, bro. So I'm happy about my crown too.
Thank you for that one. Ikawe.
Ikawe. It means king, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. This one. Surely I deserve another holiday. I don't know what that is. That a paddle board? What is it? Where are you? What's going on?
Shucks, this was probably 2 months ago. We were in Mozambique, Berlin. What an amazing place, bro. So a friend of mine also like last minute, like, yo, I have this location. They just gave it to me now. Let's go to Mozambique. Packed my bags. Literally 2 days later, we're in Mozambique. So it's raining, right, in Mozambique, but it's hot. So it's got a bit of rain, it's hot. And now, we want to do activities. Like, this is the second last day. Boy, did we not decide we're actually going to do whatever we can while it's raining. And so we ended up going for stand-up paddle boarding. And funny enough, in this sea here, right, so you can walk for about, I don't know, maybe 200-300 meters. And then it gets dark.
That's far though. You're walking 200, 300 meters out.
Yeah, out. Like, you see that dark part there? Apparently, that's where a hole is, yeah.
Drop.
So I swam all the way there. Luckily, the current was bringing me there. Bro, I was shitting myself when I got to... But I just wanted to test myself, right?
You gotta see what's up.
Which I won't lie, this photo is a bit of a thirst trap, It's a bit of a thirst trap.
The ladies love Mr. Cyril Zuma on Twitter. At Cyril Zuma on Twitter. Go holler at your boy.
Straight up. Come through.
Next. This one I take personally because I am a connoisseur. This man says, I'd rather starve than eat a pie. Not a pie, please, man. It's kind of dramatic.
Dog,
what's going on, bro?
I cannot eat a pie, bro. Firstly, you're told I'm a sporty guy, right? Yeah. So now for me to eat a pie, right? I run most, like maybe every second day or so, 10 kilometers or something. For me, a pie is messy. It's hot. And now you're trying to dust. Can you see the effort in there? But yeah, I don't know. I don't find pies appealing. I don't find anything interesting in a pie. Literally, it can be after anyway. I can be starving. I would rather go home, eat a loaf of bread, and drink water, bro.
There we have it. Do not bring a pie.
Yeah, not a pie.
Mr. Zuma.
Especially in the car. You.
Okay, cool. I love this picture right here. Josie, my Josie.
Oh,
this is a dope picture. I think Joburg is one of the most beautiful places to photograph.
It is.
Please tell us about where you are here and what's going on and what does Josie inspire in you?
Oh, bro, you see this picture here. Like, if you look at that is it Telkom building?
Ponte or Telkom, yeah.
Ponte. When you see Ponte, that's Joburg.
Yeah.
So for me, like, when I see Joburg, I'm like, Josie, my Josie, because, like, for me, this is where shit happens. In Kwanya Magaipeli, like, literally, like, things happen in Joburg. So this, I just got my drone. I've been playing around with my drone for some time, and now my drone, like, I've been taking it up in weird places, and so I was in Joburg, happening to be watching a show, and I decided to take it up, and guess what? It disappeared for 5 minutes again.
Like we're like,
and these were outtakes from it coming back.
Oh, these video stills.
No, this is stills. But so I was busy trying to control it because it disconnected. So I'm busy trying to control it and just pressing anything I can press. Yeah. And luckily it's pressing in these directions. But yeah, so for me also it's just I loved the picture of it because when you see that building, you see Johannesburg. Yeah. You know you are home. You can see from even 20 kilometers away if you can see it. You know you are home. Mm-hmm. You feel like, okay, where I need to work, where I'm about to make some money. You get inspired. I get inspired, but when I'm driving and I see that building, I'm like, man, I need to go make money, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Josie, my Josie.
Yeah.
I think this is the last one. This is quite interesting as well. You said it's been almost 2 years doing a time lapse of one building. 3 cameras set up for almost 2 years. Now I don't know if you could talk about it. What brand? What company? What building is it? But what's going on here? A 2-year time lapse. Like, how often do you go and check it? Like, what's like?
So this has been the most interesting project to date for me. When this client contacted me, they were about to build a data center, and what they wanted to showcase was their building going up. Yeah, so I mean, look, when this client asked me to do this time lapse, I said they got a project, they want to take up a building, and it was a task for me. So what we did is we built 3 structures that were unique to each location. So one of them were short, we had to put up on the roof, and then one we had to put it far back, and we had to create these poles that are like 3 meters high with a nested case where we can put in the time lapse. So what we use for the time lapse is actually like those cameras. If you watch National Geographics and you see an animal drinking water so close, it's basically wild cam cameras.
Like a rock.
Yeah, so it looks like a rock. Yeah, it can camouflage into things. So we basically use those cameras, and it takes a photo, like you can set it yourself. So you can take a photo every second, can take a photo every 6 minutes, can take a photo every month, once a month, like one photo at a certain time every month. So what we did is we set up all these 3 in different places to showcase the building in different places. And when we started out, we basically just hit record, and we checked it every single week, every Saturday. So to make sure it's recording, number one. Secondly, to change batteries, because we need to change batteries on this thing. But these things can even last a month without you checking them, 3 months without you checking them.
What is it, a GoPro?
No, it's like a little camera. It's called a Brino. It's like a little stack thing like this. It's like, it's designed for the wild, exactly. So you can leave it there for a long time where you don't have to go quickly check every time. So you can also remote check it. So, but for 2 years, every week I've been going to this site, making sure all 3 cameras are correct, extracting photos. So it takes, we were taking 6 photos every 30 minutes. So think about it for 2 years. I can't even remember how many photos it is, but 6 photos every 6 minutes for 2 years. And so now we're finally done. And the video literally takes about 5 minutes. You see the building going bzzz.
So the project is done?
It's done, yeah.
It's submitted to the client?
We're submitting end of this month. It takes about, even making that video alone. So we ended up, at the end of October, that's when we lost the project. So it takes about a month to put all those photos together and make them into a video.
So what are they doing with the video? Is it going to be seen by the people?
Yeah, so I think what they're going to do is, because they open their data center to the media. So we sent them a little clip, and the clip was like 30 seconds now. So what they want to see is just literally showing from nothing, where it was whatever it was previously, and then you see the building just do the building until the finished stage. Jeez. Yeah, and then obviously we're going to add some drone footages, some video, and then we're going to go inside the data center and also take some walkthrough videos of that. Yeah, but this project has been so interesting, dude. It opened so many doors for me that now I look at construction sites like for a business. When I see a construction site, I'm like, they need a time lapse. Yeah. And I mean, for us, it's not even about the time lapse, because for us it is, but for clients, they even use it for safety, funny enough, So where they look back at the footage and they're like, oh, did anything happen? Is everything still, for safety wise, these people should move things here and there. So time lapses are critical if you're building something.
You're adding a lot of value there.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of value. Most clients don't even really care about the time lapse. They care about looking what's happening on site, making sure people are safe, because people die most of the time. They get injured, people are reckless and so forth. So like hard hats are worn, shoes are worn. So our cameras were looking at the whole site 24/7, 365.
Dope.
Yeah.
I want to get we already did all up in your business, but I want to get to know you a little bit more. I know you, but the people out there.
Yeah.
I know you're a Man United fan.
Please don't remind me. So are you, actually.
I am, bro. So you don't have to worry about any harsh words or anything. I'm not going to do that to us.
It's us, man.
It's us, bro. We're in this together.
Damn.
Who's your favorite Man United player of all time?
David Beckham.
Why?
Bro, at the time when I started watching football, David Beckham was bending those balls, bro. Yeah. And I remember that one goal from the halfway line.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, that like, and I think that's what really made me support Manchester United. And he was a star, bro. He had cornrows. He was doing different types of styles, wearing, he was dressed well.
Swag, bro.
You could relate to him.
For those days, if you look at the pictures now, it looks wild.
Yeah, back then he had swag. So I really enjoyed him. He could curl the ball, and everybody wanted to curl the ball, bro. Yeah. Like David Beckham. So all-time player.
Dope, Man United.
Who's yours, actually?
Mine, probably. I don't want to say Ryan Giggs because, but I mean the way he was a general. That was a general.
Yeah.
And that was also right when I started supporting. Shout out to my homie Muzi. He's the one who actually got me into supporting Man United, and he loved Giggs as well. So I think Giggs, that's a real general, right?
Yeah. When you look at him, you're like, okay, cool, this man's got it.
He knows what's going on.
You could trust.
You can trust him, bro.
Sure.
He's a general.
I feel you.
Next one. Favorite type of holiday? Would it be bush or beach?
It's a difficult one, depends on the mood, but I'm a bush person. Bush, for me, it looks more private. So I would prefer the private part where whoever I'm with or I'm just alone, completely off, bro. Because I know the beach, I'm going to go to the beach, and then when I see the beach, I see fun, I see summer, and then I want to party, and just for holidays.
Speaking of, you just had a solo staycation for your birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you very much, bro. Yeah, it was an amazing solo location. It was the bush, luckily.
Yes, actually.
I went to a place in Mpumalanga, and it was flipping amazing, bro. For 3 days, it was just raining, and it worked out so well. I was in bed watching movies, catching up on movies. Finally, I got to see The Matrix for the first time.
The first one?
Yes.
Wow.
And like literally watch the movie and understand what's happening. Only now, and I'm like, wow. So like, there's a lot of things that I wanted to catch up on and just like do, and so that was one of them.
Dope. I think I asked this already, but I want to get another answer. What's your favorite thing to shoot? Is it portraits or events? You said, what did you say again?
Look, I would probably say events, because of like it gets me out of my shell, because I'm a shy person, so I get to speak to people, I get to interact with people, I get to make connections with people. Events are interesting, but then also events, they have the little bit of a downfall. But in events, more than portraits, I think portraits are interesting in studio. It's a controlled environment. It's easier, right? Because I can control light, I can control the subject, I can do whatever. But in events, it's like you're building there's this event happening for 5 hours, and you need to build a story of this event. So it gets you thinking, it gets you active. You need to make sure you've got this type of shots, you got this type of shots, you got people drinking the alcohol properly, you got people smiling, you know what I mean? So it really is much more interesting. I enjoy it more than I do portraits.
So we're out of his business now.
Ooh, I felt that.
No, you were scot-free, bro.
Thank God.
You started the hashtag 21-day photo challenge. So this is SA.
Yes.
So this is the challenge that went down, I guess, April 2020. Yes. Lockdown was hard. People were feeling closed in, locked up. And you came up with this challenge that got so many people involved. People unearthed their own new talents. You got photographers and creatives connecting across Africa.
Yeah.
Please tell us a bit about the 21-day photo challenge SA.
Dude, so I think that's my claim to fame.
Yeah. Except for the name, Cyril Zuma.
Yeah, except for my name, yeah. I think, that was God's blessing, bro, when that thing came, because it was just when lockdown happened, right? Mm-hmm. So a friend of mine, I'm thinking in my head, what am I going to do? I'm locked up inside. And a friend of mine, Phil, calls me, and he says to me, dude, we need to do something. I myself don't know what we're going to do. Lockdown is coming. It's real. And so anyway, I sat down with a piece of paper, and I realized a lot of people had been asking me questions on Twitter, like, how do I do this? What is this? Because sometimes I would make a tweet and it doesn't have context, right? Maybe I would be like, natural lighting is amazing. But it is amazing, but maybe with diffused, it's even more amazing. So people would ask those things. And so I sat down with a piece of paper, thought of the days. So we thought we were going to be locked down for 21 days, right? So I designed a poster that it's got 21 days, and basically each day was a theme. So I think the first one was like rule of thirds, and my whole point was to teach myself, number one, how to take different types of photos, not just portraits, not just events. So I could now take food, now I could take products. So every day they had a different theme. The first one was rule of thirds. So to teach you about photos, now you know the rule of thirds. So I would tweet something out, and you would then on that day take the photo, or if you have one, submit your own photo under the hashtag. And it really got a lot of people, like over 5 million people globally just talking about it and interacting with it. So it was really amazing. I mean, I remember people now even still tell me, I'm a photographer. I started photography. You inspired me to start photography. You inspired me to do flat lay photography. I mean, there's a flat lay photographer now in Cape Town, if I'm correct, Kalipa. I think she took an inspiration there, and she's one of the best flat lay photographers in the country. Canon and these brands are really partnering up with her. Mm. So, it really opened my eyes too. And this is when the color space conversation grew even more, because I realized that a lot of people were submitting photos, and not just from South Africa. We're getting, as I said earlier on, Nigeria, Ghana, even some Canadian, USA people were submitting photos on the platform. Because the photos didn't really have to be about South Africa, but it was just a theme on that day, right?
A brief, basically.
A brief, yeah. And people were submitting. And so I realized there that the need for African stock photos is even bigger than we realized. So that's when I really gave it a bigger push for color space.
That's so dope. So, I mean, you're making a name for yourself in the photography and all of that. What else does Cyril do when he's not holding his 17,000 cameras that he owns?
Look, dude, I've spent my time with family most of the time. I'm a general like loner to myself, so I'll spend time with my family, go hiking, go run, go to a park, go to a market. I'm really enjoying visiting KZN now, just like exploring KZN. I'm from there, but I don't know much about KZN. So I hear people like, have you been here? Have you been? I'm like, no. But if you tell me about Joburg, I've been there. So now I'm trying to explore as much as I can of my country. And then the other thing is I draw, bro.
You draw?
Yeah.
What do you draw?
Anything that I find inspirational. So maybe I'll see a wolf, I'll paint that.
You haven't posted none of that?
I did. I mean, I remember I was once also involved in a campaign with Yogi Sip, and they basically asked me to paint something.
Oh, yeah.
Or to be creative. And so I painted a side portrait of a lady. I tried to draw Java, which I sort of did it, but I didn't. It looked like a Zulu king. I did a wolf. I don't really post much also. I think, that's my other thing. But I have those up at home. Some of them were stolen actually, which is quite sad.
I saw your post. Somebody borrowed paintings about 4 years ago and then did not return them. No. What's the backstory? You don't have to drop names unless you want to.
Look, I don't want to give him the fame or whatever, but like this guy basically asked me if there's a friend of mine, like, yo, dude, I have an exhibition. I need some stuff to put up on there and I would love for you to showcase. So I was like, oh, shucks. I mean, I've got these paintings. I think I had 5 paintings at that time. So I was like, shucks, I've got 5 paintings I would love to show off. I'm also, not too sure about it. And then he took them and I've never seen them again. I've asked them for probably every month I ask for them, but I've never seen them.
And what is his response?
That he can't carry them in a taxi, right? Lame, right?
Lame.
No, you can put them in an Uber. You can do so many things.
You can collect them, but you can't return them.
No, I mean, I had to drop them off too. Now, when I try and collect, it's never home.
Jesus.
So I do think they lost, so I've kind of given up on them.
Guys, treat creators way better. Not for real. Treat creators way better.
And this is somebody I was like, dude, like I'm borrowing you this thing. You need it. I'm not going to be there, but you need it. Homeboy never returned it, bro.
Jeez. I think we're rounding up, coming to the end, but I want to know, ultimately,
sure,
what do you want to be remembered as?
Yo, dude, like, that's also a difficult one, I've always been a people's person. I've always been somebody that wants to help people. So with Color Space, for me, it's literally trying to help creatives. And I'm a creative too, so I'm helping myself too as a creative. I really want to be remembered as that guy who educated people in photography, maybe specifically, and also really encourage people like, yo, dude, you can make money in this industry, bro. Because to be honest, I think you can make a ton of money in this industry. You just need to find your way around the industry. So I want to be remembered as the guy who encouraged a lot of black people to get into the creative industry and take it seriously as a business and not just for fun. Because as a business, man, it's a whole different ball game, bro.
There's paper out there.
It's a whole different ball game, bro. Like all of us are looking at TV, looking at Instagram and Twitter. Bro, there's businesses that need photos every single day and we don't even know them. The one your mom works at, your dad works at, your sister works at, they need photos. And those people are probably willing to pay you 25,000 Rand to click a camera for maybe 2 or 3 hours, whatever it may be. You know what I mean? So there is money and there is a career that can be made out of this. I can ask you right now at home to switch off what you're watching right now, and
don't switch the podcast off.
But don't. Nice. I mean, look, don't switch it off.
Yeah.
But if I had to ask you to imagine your phone, your TV without content. Yeah. And so I'm really trying to educate people that this is a business. As much as you see it every day, it feels like a norm to you. But there's people working behind this thing, and it's always on, bro.
So you want to be remembered as an educator, somebody who changed the culture, change the landscape for South African and African creatives.
Yeah, definitely.
And as a nice guy, this is such one of the nicest guys I've ever known.
Look, I would love to take the trophy of I want to be like the best photographer. I'm not the best, but I know where my real impact is. Yes. It's really educating people and showing people the other side of photography.
Dope. And what are your closing words for the From A to Z people, whether they work in advertising, whether they want to become a photographer, they're a musician, or they just enjoy listening to my weird sounding voice? What do you want to say to the people out there?
Shucks, I said a lot of ums. And that's the first thing I always try not to do. But look, I think be yourself, man. I'm also learning this right now to be myself as much as I can in my creative industry. Be yourself, bro. Whatever you're doing right now, if you know you are an account manager, be a shit hot account manager. Trust in your dope account management skills. Trust in your dopeness of taking photos. Trust in your dopeness of making something and creating something. And then take your time with it, Have patience, bro. There's no rush. People are getting famous like this, great, but they've been doing work in the back end. So do your work. Start now and do your work slowly, but carve into it. If you want to be the best at it, carve slowly at it. I'm still carving to be one of the best photographers in this country, Even just top 20. I don't even think I'm nearly there, but I'm trying to carve my way slowly but surely with having the patience, knowing what I want at the end of the day. I know I'll surely get this. So I think same thing for everyone else. Be patient. Do as much as you can of your work, like slowly but surely. Be patient in what you're doing. Carve it slowly but surely. And you'll definitely get there. Put in all the effort, bro, and be yourself. Naturally, just be yourself.
Just be yourself. You heard it from the man himself, Cyril Zuma, co-founder of Color Space, your number one stop shop for authentic African stock photography. Come on, brands. Come on, agencies. This is the wave we need to get on. Plus, we're going to be paying, local people, bringing money into our economy.
Straight up,
So what's the reason not to check out Color Space? Go ahead, check out Color Space. I'm going to put the website up on here so you can see what it looks like. My boy Cyril has been here. Follow him here. Where? Go ahead, tell us. It's going to be under here a little bit.
Somewhere here, maybe?
Somewhere maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
At Cyril Zuma on Instagram, Twitter. And where else? Facebook?
I haven't seen you on Facebook in a while, my dog.
Yeah, I'm not on Facebook. So Twitter, Instagram, find me out there. And www.colorspace.co.za for authentic images. You saw it, bro.
Yes, sir. This has been From A to Z podcast, episode 12. It is the first year of the podcast, and we've done 12 episodes. Missed a little time here and there, but I try to give you guys the best interviews possible. I'm not just going to interview any and everybody. I'm interviewing my favorite people, personalities, the dopest in the industry, and I have the dopest right here. So like I said, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share so that this thing go boom from A to Z. This has been episode 12. I'm out.
From A to Z, it's plain to see. This podcast is about people in my industry. Writers, designers, social media managers. Don't forget the data miners. HRPR, find out who they are.